Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. For those of you that are unfamiliar, if I run long, you can check out the full video. I can upload it later on YouTube. The other thing to be able to recognize is that if you can't consume all of it in a video format just based on your schedule, I do have a podcast. I do have a Facebook page, an Instagram, a Twitter account. So however you want to consume me, you can get as much of me as you want. And so I want to be able to preface this with my podcast. I have different themes of the day, so that people can kind of tune in whenever it seems that there's a theme that they want to hear about. So the way that I run it in Sherm Speaking Series, what I call it, is Monday's leadership, Tuesday's career progression, Wednesday's motivation, Thursday's social media, and then Friday I finish it off with personal development. Now I was listening to a segment on from a podcast yesterday about emotional intelligence, or also known as emotional quotient, or EQ. And so I'll use EQ just as an abbreviation because it's a little bit easier to talk about. So when it comes to career progression, with it being Tuesday, I want to have the entire Sherm Speaking Series this week to focus on emotional intelligence and how that can translate through. So the whole idea here is that when it comes to our emotional intelligence to go up that career ladder, is that we're going to be dealing with people. So the moment that you have fulfilled your responsibilities in your job description as an entry-level position, the next move is really to get to that leadership role. And the only way to be able to do that is to showcase some ability to be able to engage with people, whether to lead them or to work in a team function in order to hit specific goals, be able to accomplish specific projects, and be able to be on budget or be on time. And maybe all of those things have to be incorporated. The other thing to think about is when you're engaging with other people is, do you have the ability to communicate openly with them, whether you're agreeing? That's really easy to communicate. Most importantly though, when you're in a disagreement situation, are you still professional? Are you still courteous? Do you have the ability to actually listen to the other person's perspective and be able to basically recognize that, you know what, they're probably more accurate on kind of where this can go, and so I'm going to allow their opinion to be heard and allow their suggestion to be the one that we move forward with in this team capacity. The other thing to think about, if you remember Synergy from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talked about 1 + 1 = 3. So it's the idea that if you have one opinion towards a specific result and another person has another result or opinion, what you might come up with together as a team is something completely different from those ideas. And simplistically, what it reminds me of is if I go out to dinner and I want to have Chinese food and my wife wants to have Mexican food, we decide on having Italian. Right? So we found a happy medium. So compromise sometimes has a negative connotation that someone had to give up something in order for the other person to win. And it doesn't necessarily work like that. Compromising can be a good thing, but when it comes to synergy, you're looking for maybe that other door or that other window in order to get the solution to the current problem that you're dealing with. And so I think it's extremely important to have a look at your ability to be able to communicate effectively with individuals, especially in those conflict situations where you have to listen fully to what the other person's saying, restate it to them to understand that you really understand where they're coming from, and then be able to engage with them. And so those that have a higher level of EQ are going to get promoted to those leadership roles, and because they have a high level of EQ, they're going to be able to lead individuals, be able to get their buy-in towards the vision. And again, it reminds me of Simon Sinek's golden circle, right? So in the middle we have our why, and then the how, and then the what. And your best leaders are going to help hone in people into the why. That's what's most important. Get to the why, get to the purpose of why you're moving forward. And then allow the how to be a part of the strategy. The what, as a leader, those are the small details that you don't really care about. So if you think about it from a standpoint of, I decided to run my own gym, my own personal training. I'm not so concerned on the what, how it's getting cleaned, how we're marketing. I'm more concerned on the why, and I want to get every single employee focused on the why. Our goal as a gym is to help people be healthy. That is the goal, and so everything that we do aligns with that. right? So if we decide to have some group classes, does it still align with that? If we decide to have some outside speaker, does it align with that? If we decide to sell certain, medicine, like herbal, medicines, or I was gonna say elixirs, but like protein shakes or protein bars, does that all line up to providing that healthy lifestyle to all those clients and all those customers that come in to the gym? That's really where I end up coming from, is really honing in all the employees on the why. And so by being able to be a leader that's strong on the understanding of individuals, being sympathetic to where they're coming from, being empathetic based on your own experiences, and being able to understand that just because I view life in a certain lens, right? I have a specific paradigm on how I've gone throughout life, that I understand that someone else coming to the exact same problem is going to have a different idea on how things are going. So really appreciate everybody chiming in. If I can be of any value, feel free, ask questions, leave remarks. Let's help each other grow. Sherm's out.